Welcome to Inside Sim Racing. I'm Billy Strange, and in this edition of Test Drive, we are checking out Dirt Rally on the PS4. This is a pre-release copy, so thanks to Codemasters for letting me check it out. Also, thanks for sending me a physical copy. In a day of digital media, I'm still one of those weirdos that likes physical copies of things because reasons. But yes, anyway, thanks to Codemasters for sending me one. It's greatly appreciated. And we are checking out the Pikes Peak all-asphalt version with Sebastian Loeb's Peugeot 208 T16. And real quickly here, before we get into the PS4 specifics of Dirt Rally, this car is an absolute handful to drive. It is a complete beast, so you are going to watch me make more mistakes as I get further up the hill, so maybe try not to skewer me too bad. This car is definitely a handful to drive, but it was fun. Hard to get right, though. Hard to get a clean run up the mountain. I tried a bunch of times. I am running the Thrustmaster T300 base with a 599 Evo rim and Ricmotech GT Pro 1 pedals. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, again, you're watching me fly up the mountain in this 208. So what's the difference between the PS4 and the PC version? Or in a broader sense, the console version versus the PC version? Well, there's not a lot. The graphics, I think, look great. I hate saying the caveat for a console, but I think they do look good in general. Obviously, you don't have the horsepower that you can have with a PC. But that aside, I think they did a great job making it look nice on a console. Layout is the same. There's no differences there. I mean, it literally, they took their time. At least it appears to me that they took their time and tried to make the experience as close as they could to the PC experience, which I greatly enjoyed. And again, I really like this version from what I've played of it. As far as options, the only thing that I see that's really glaring in my mind is there is no FOV, or rather field of view slider. There is a seat adjustment, which is really nice. When you're in first person, it definitely moves you a long ways back and forth, but that doesn't change, at least that I could tell. I could be completely wrong, but it didn't seem to me that it actually changed the field of view, which actually made me a little seasick. I got a little motion sickness from it because I couldn't find the right balance. I felt very disconnected from the car. Even turning off the wheel, which you can do. You can turn off the wheel, you can turn off the hands on the wheel, but I thought, the hands on the wheel actually worked well with what I was doing as far as input-wise. It was more of an issue that I just felt very disconnected from the car, and that's probably more of a personal thing than anything, so that's why you're watching me run the dash cam right now. I felt much more connected with the dash cam, which again is something that they had in the PC version, which is nice that they've added to the console version. It's great that, with the exception of the FOV slider, they really haven't skimped on anything else. Force feedback feels great. This car in particular, I think, feels a little floaty in the front end, but I believe that is the car, not the game. I've gone ahead and run some other cars, and it feels just like the PC version, with one exception being that I feel like I've had to strengthen. Usually I don't run things at 100%, because it's typically just a little too strong for me, and I find myself with most cars running 100% on the force feedback setting itself. So I don't know if that's like a T300 base, because I usually run the TX. Yes, hi, my DualShock 4 has been connected. That's also one thing, real quick, is that if you want to, when you go to enter your name or enter anything that has text, you still need your DualShock controller hooked up. And by the way, if you have power save features, as I botched that turn, if you have power save features turned on, your console will shut off. It'll give you like a 10-minute warning. That will not go away. I had a really good run going, and then there's this big black bar across the bottom that says your PS4 will shut off in 10 minutes because there has been no activity. Well, that no activity is assigned because of the controller, and it doesn't recognize the wheel as a controller, which is odd because you're playing the game, but the wheel only works in the game. I just seem to feel like I use a little bit more force feedback, but I don't feel that's a big issue. It still communicates very well. I feel like I know what the car's doing. There's little nuances of road and slip. In fact, this car greatly accentuates the slip angle, being four-wheel drive and just massive horsepower. I can really feel the front end slip when I get on the throttle. There's a titanium signpost. What else can we talk about? That's really it, besides actually talking about the car and this version itself. There is some extra content. Once again, this will be... Oh, good job. I forgot about that. I forgot I hit neutral by accident. There is some extra content that is coming also with an update to the PC version the day this releases, which will be the 5th of April. So you got the 208 that wasn't in the game, and spin cycle, nailed it. I practiced that. Yes, that's it. The 208 is in there. They've also said that the Renault Alpine, I think it's the 1600, is in there. The R5. And then they put in a class for the Super 1600s and Rallycross. And when I was watching VVV's interview, the director had also mentioned that they put in the all-dirt version of Pikes Peak, which now I'm getting my games and my Sims confused. I thought the dirt was already in, but it could all just be could have only been the mixed one. But anyway, he mentions that they put in some cars to kind of match the all-dirt version of Pikes Peak and removed some of the barriers that would have been like it was in the 70s and early 80s, which is great. I think all that stuff works well. I think the only criticism that you're still going to hear from me, especially for a console user that is probably a little more used to more content, is the actual courses themselves being reused, in short little blips. And as the progression goes along, if you've not played single player, you start out at like a relatively like clubman, and whoops, hey, I only got a 14-second penalty for dying. Anyway, the single player campaign is comprised of starting at like a clubman level, and in those instances you're running short sections, and as you progress, those sections get longer, but what it's doing is it's taking those small sections you played and making them longer, putting them together. You really don't run anything different. And there's the end of our run. So that's my only real complaint. Console players, I'm not sure, but they probably will find issue with that. 844 second in professional, so you could knock off 14, 15 seconds of that for me being an idiot. It's going to be hard to tell. Maybe it's enough. I don't know. For me, it's a little on the repetitious side, so when you're going through all that, it might be an issue. But you also have the Rallycross tracks, and of course now you've got 3 versions of Pikes Peak. So there is plenty to do, and you've got the Dirt Daily Challenges, so don't miss out on those. Those can get you quite a bit of money. And then there's a weekly, and I think there's a monthly as well. You can also join leagues. So there is plenty to do. So maybe think of this as base content. Also, I do hope that they have some plans in the future to expand the game as well. And besides that, that'll do it for me. I'll let you finish watching the replay. This car is badass. It's so hard to drive. So thanks for watching. Thanks for making it this far in the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you do, please click that like button. Don't forget to make a comment below, especially if you have a suggestion for our test drive series. I'm always looking for things to do when I don't have something like this in the pipeline. I'll sign out here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.